Step into the light where the wild ones roam, where the heart speaks loud, calling this place home. We break the rules, we paint the sky, ridiculously you, we were born to fly. Ooh, it's ridiculously you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ridiculously You podcast. I'm your host Julie May, and today's guest, this is what I think. I think you're like part cowboy philosopher, part like super sales guy, part like super fun person to hang out with, like in all the best ways possible. This is Chip Eisley. He is a dear, dear friend of mine, and we have gone through all kinds of stuff. Man, we have like traveled the world together. And he has been kind of creating his own kind of magic, doing sales and doing a lot of different things too. You make like, super cool like rocking horses, like these wooden rocking horses. We're gonna have to put some pictures in so that they can see them throughout because they're so super, super cool. We'll have to talk about some of the things you've done with that.
Oh,
You've done sales for me and sales for a lot of different companies.
mhm.
And you've just had a really, really cool story. So, Chip, can you tell everyone a little bit more about you?
So I am Chip Eisley, and the funniest thing about that is I'm not really Chip Eisley. I'm not, and I only do this because when people find out, they're like, "What? You're not Chip? I've only known you for 50 years, and I'm not that old, but almost though." But my name is David. I've been a Chip off the old block since I was 2 weeks old, and everybody's called me Chip. I didn't even know my name was David until I went to kindergarten. When they're like, "Yeah, you have to know your name's David." I'm like, "Why?" It's not David. So just a fun fact about me.
I
Other
think it took
things,
you as long to know that your name was David as it took me to know that. It was about 4 or 5 years.
exactly. It's like my wife. Okay, so my wife was like, we went to go get our marriage certificate, and what's your legal name, David? She's like, David? No, it's Chip. I'm like, well, it's really David. She's like, well, I can say David and it'd be kind of sexy, but Chip is not. Oh, Chip, it's just not sexy. She's like, why haven't I called you David? I'm like, because I don't know myself as David, so
That's not me, so
it's
it's gonna
not
be
me.
rough.
And so you're gonna have to find sexy Chip somehow. So we'll figure that out. But so that I have owned 3 restaurants. Lost them for various reasons, and COVID was one of them. Um, I have, like Julie said, traveled the world with her. I've ran some men's groups. I've run my own sales business. Actually, with Julie, we had a sales business. We were helping other coaches for quite a while, and we had a lot of success with it.
Yeah.
Um, we've traveled everywhere. We've traveled Florida and England and France, and we got canceled out of Japan because of a war, just different things. But um, we've done many events. Like I probably can't even
Yeah.
remember. It's at least more than my 10 fingers in an event.
Yeah. I,
So,
I was just telling my boyfriend that Great Shi Sales Shift was probably one of my favorite events I've ever done. I love Great
oh,
Sales Shift. That thing is so fun. I'm
it
like,
is.
we
And the
need to
memories come up
resurrect
with
that.
us handing out, what was it? Was it $20,000 or
30,000 this last time. We
$30,000
had thirty thousand
in
dollars in
cash?
cash, just like a big old
Just
stack, and we would just swirl it throughout the room, and it
and
was
hand it
so
around and it's
fun.
money full. And the coolest thing is we had $30,000 when we were done too, with like 80
Yeah.
people in the room. We got it all back, and powerful moments. I've been with Julie when we've made people cry, when we've made people laugh, when we've watched people go from can't even talk on stage really well to having a whole business doing it. Um, we've worked with many people together. I She was actually the person who came to me one time, long time ago, when I first decided I was doing my men's group. And she came to me, and she came to an event I was at with Kevin Varble. He was a business coach at the time. And she's like, hey, the only way to get your message out is to speak. And I teach speaking. And I'm like, oh, that's a great thing. I should do that. So I signed up for I think it was one of your first ones,
Yeah, it was like
her
group number two
two
ever. Yeah,
of her speaking
long
courses.
time ago.
And at the end of that, she's like, hey, I think you can do sales really well. I'm like, Julie, did you not notice that sales part is what I'm terrible at? Like literally, we had to have me yell things out in front of people and work things out. And she's like, no, I think you got it. And so we worked on it and kind of found a bunch of niches. I'd taken a lot of courses on sales because every coach has their little sales piece of whatever it does. And I had a lot of misfortunes earlier in my career with sales where I literally had to tell somebody that this was more important than their children, according to my coach. And I did, and I felt terrible and walked away and never did it again. But with the way Julie taught me and the way we worked out some things and some other things, I now do sales at a very personal level that is not, it's pushy, but it's not overwhelming. It's not degrading. I think the other one's more degrading and more like, just like, you have my money and I'm going to take it from you. And a lot of them do that. And it's not, they make money, but I've also watched them, they lose a lot of money too. People want their money back. They want the refunds. They don't like the atmospheres and stuff, unless it's a really good coach that can overcome that. And they spend time overcoming that. And people overcome things. And so we came up with a great style, and we taught a lot of people. We helped other coaches. We actually revamped all their sales processes to great. There's some really great people in our list that we've helped, and that it's just been an incredible ride. Lots of ups and downs, and COVID was a lot of fun, but yeah. So we're here now, and she has this new ridiculous you, and I've done so many things with Julie. Like I love Julie, but she does like if you don't like what she's doing today, wait a month, it'll be different. It's fine. But it's one of her amazing things though, because she does have things for people and she always sticks to her stuff. And I love working with her and I love being around her. And I wanted to get on this ridiculous you call because we have been ridiculous together, like singing in Disney, lots of ridiculous things.
Singing, splashing in the rain. That's always one of my favorite memories. We were in Epcot and it was pouring rain down, and Chip's response to that, where most people would be like, oh man, it's raining, this sucks. He just like gets out there in the middle and just is singing in the rain and just having so much fun. We had a blast. So you've talked a lot about sales and like us doing stuff together, but you've been kind of on your own doing stuff for the last couple of years. Can you tell us
Yes.
a little bit more about your personal sales philosophy? Tell us a little bit more about how you see sales.
Um, yeah, and that's a good question. How do I see sales? I see sales as opportunities. I see sales as a gift. I am gifting the opportunity for somebody to do something better in their life. And if I can't find it as a gift, I won't do it. That's just the way I see it. A lot of people, like I said, see it as like, give me your money. I'm seeing it as like, I am giving you an opportunity and a gift to either make your life better, easier, faster, more profitable. There's just a lot of different ways of giving a gift. And I think when your mental attitude is, I'm giving you a gift and an opportunity, instead of you have my money, I'm taking it from you, there's a very negative, positive insight on that. Even if you said and did everything exactly the same, if your mindset is, I'm taking this from you, that's a very non-positive, not positive energy, not positive anything. You over your voice, your intonations, all that changes when I'm offering you a gift as opposed to I'm taking something from you. You have my money, I want it. As opposed to I'm giving you a gift and you're going to gift me money for it.
Right.
And your whole attitude towards the person changes, towards your attitude changes. And when you approach it like that, I get people that hang up on me because some people just don't want to talk to you about things. They don't know how to deal with it. So they just hang up. But rarely do I have people yell at me. Even if they yell at me, I keep talking with them. By the time they're like, yeah, I still don't want it, but we're friends. It's all about a relationship too, because you are, even if you're doing it for yourself or somebody else, that you're building a relationship with the company, with whatever you're doing in that moment. And if you're not building a relationship, you're not building a lasting connection. Lasting connections are what keep people coming back and back and back. I have repeat customers. They're still coming back to Julie and doing things 5 years later, that have never left, that told us no multiple times and then said yes, and then have always been here. But they always come back and they would always ask me questions, and we would always get them set up. We'd always find a thing for them. It's interesting reading. There's so many books and I can't remember. Oh, it's negotiation one, where he was the FBI's top negotiator for things. I can't remember the name of the book right now. I'll look it up and Julie will put it in there and make it nice.
Yeah.
But it's he basically said that there is more truth in no than there is in yes. More people will lie to you with a yes, and more people will tell you a truth with a no. And if you can get people to start telling you no, I don't want that, then you can actually find where they're going and be like, okay, now they're telling me a truth. I can work with the truth. I can work with they are. Instead of pushing for the yes, let the no's happen so you can see where everything is and where you can hear where they're going to. And then you can work past and through some things. So that's kind of a lot of the philosophy behind what I like to do. So
I love that. So, like you said before, you didn't even like sales before. You felt like you were not good at sales before. Like, and you were like in the restaurant business. Like, really, that was your gig, was being in the restaurant business and stuff. So, what do you feel like was the turning point for you, where you were like, oh, maybe I need to give personal development a bigger shot. Maybe I need to give something outside of restaurants another shot. Like, what was that kind of turning point for you, where you went more entrepreneurial, where you went more into these different things?
so it was when I lost my first restaurant. There'd been, where I live in Arizona, um, I think it's about 11 years ago, the Rodeo Sky fire, which is the biggest fire in Arizona history so far. It's really close. There was another one recently that they're really close. But anyways, it didn't directly affect me. Like, there wasn't people burning in my town, but we were close enough that they evacuated anybody with old, young, don't come up to the mountains, don't come up to visit. Everything was kind of closed-ish down. And I lost everything. I'd invested some money in some stuff, in the equipment and everything. And I was like, okay, we're going to make money. This is the time we make money during the summer. We had the fire. None of the touristy stuff that usually makes me a lot of money came. And I ended up losing everything. And I was out hunting with, I wasn't hunting. I was cooking on a guided hunting trip for a guide. I was cooking for them. And basically what it meant is I woke up early, made breakfasts for them, made lunches for them. They went out hunting. I kept camp up all day while they came back, made dinner for them. And then we stayed out camping for a week at a time. And I think I was on my third one of those, and I'd been away from my family for a couple of weeks and everything. And I realized there was something not working right in my brain, just where my thoughts were and how everything was going. And so my brother-in-law had sent me a book. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. That's where my starting got on. And I read that and I was like, oh, well, I can be positive, even just find these things. So started doing that, thought I was doing really good. Was talking with a friend and we started doing things. We wanted to do a retreat. He had a dude ranch. And then we were talking with somebody else and she's like, you guys are messed up. You need a lot more. Here, go see this coach. And we went to see that coach. And then I went through one of their courses and then I ended up coaching for that coach. And then I started my men's group and then I just all these different things. And I knew I needed to be better at sales to help people find us and come do things with us and to change their lives, because I had spent money to change my life. And not necessarily that I agreed with the sales process. It wasn't bad, but just a lot of things in there. But I agreed with what happened and where I went. And that's what kind of got me into it. Is all of a sudden my life changed, my kids' lives changed, my attitude towards every situation changed, and even the bad times. I'm not going to lie and say, "Oh, I'm always happy and always positive, and always." Nope, I'm not. But I catch myself a lot faster. I can pick myself up a lot faster. I know the steps I need to do to get where I need to be faster. And that was kind of my start. And right in the middle of that, somewhere is found where I found you and started speaking and learning all that. And I actually did. I paid for a makeover with Julie. This is probably more what I would have looked at the beginning with Julie, but this is
this
kind of
is
a
the look
fun
we
outfit.
picked out for Chip.
This is the look we actually kind of went away from a little bit, but not really. But we were looking for a different audience at the time, and when we did the makeover, I mean, I'd done a lot of things, but when we did the makeover, that is surprisingly powerful emotionally. Meaning, okay, people see me, but how do I see me? Am I dressing for you or am I dressing for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I found out I wasn't dressing for me. I wasn't dressing for them. I was dressing to, and Julie will attest to this, I was dressing to not be seen.
Mm-hmm.
That being seen was, I literally have I have about 15 years of 2 photos of me that I can find, where
Wow.
mostly because my wife's like, we're taking a family picture. You have to be in it. Okay. So there's just not a lot of family, they did those things on Facebook a while back. Like, here's me 10 years ago. Here's me now. I had nothing 10 years ago, like nothing. So I was dressing to be not seen. I was basically dressing in camouflage, what I thought would be not seen, not heard, not felt, not impersonated. And I realized that I literally, I that was kind of like the tip of the iceberg. I'd already started noticing it, but that was the one that kind of like, that was when the Titanic hit the iceberg and it kind of sunk because we'd been on a journey already. But I realized that I was overcoming this self-deprecation in my life. I was overcoming this, I'm not good enough, you're nobody, you're not worth. I never celebrated my birthday. I turned 48 in September 5th in a couple weeks. I never celebrated a birthday with other than just in my family a little bit until I was 40. It was the first time I actually did any celebration of my birthday, where I used to literally try to get out of birthdays. Like, see if I could get through the whole day with nobody even recognizing it or finding it or anything. And I accomplished it more times than I want to be happy about doing. And so when I got that final piece was, hey, you're hiding still. You need to be present. You need to, whatever that looks like, be who you are and be happy in it. Changed my whole life. Changed how I dress. Changed how I act. Changed how I be. And when I say change, that's kind of a cruel word to, I became who I always saw myself as being, but was too afraid to be that. Does that make more sense? Like, I can now be who I wear long sleeve shirts. I'm wearing them today. Julie, how many times have you seen me in a short sleeve shirt? Like, you made me wear one time out at Disneyland.
I can think of maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Ever?
But I just like
ever.
Like long sleeve shirts. I like them. I love the way I feel in them. I like the way, there's a whole lot of things. I'm not opposed to wearing short sleeve shirts.
I think I challenged you to do something different. I think there was like I'm going to challenge you to do something uncomfortable today, and you chose short sleeve shirt.
And shorts.
And shorts. And shorts.
The only time I wear usually short sleeve shirts and shorts is for working out or doing, like, going to the gym and stuff. But other than that, I'm very comfortable. I can roll up my long sleeve shirts. I just very comfortable in them. And so my whole wardrobe changed and the energy in my wardrobe changed. And I got to where I love my clothes and love the way I look. And um, I also know that I had to step out of myself and be okay. This is that ridiculous, really ridiculous part is I had to be okay being myself wherever I was in whatever situation.
Mm.
So sometimes I dress like this. Yes, I look like a farmer. I really like go
Yeah.
put my waders on. You're like, dude's a farmer. A lot of I wear a lot of different hats in my life, but a lot of times I have a certain kind of hats that I wear that I love, and I wear them all the time. They're the more the Scottish type of hat where it comes forward and everything like that. I love those hats. They're my favorite. Julie bought me at least. Oh, yeah, I was
A
just wearing
couple.
it. The other one, a couple of them. The one with the Japanese fish on it. It's so cool.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Um, so I have a lot of hats that I wear, different styles and stuff, and I when I dress up, I like to dress up. I like to look nice. And sometimes I like to look just like this. And I think people think I'm bipolar because I can go from like seriously nice, like three-piece suit, wool suit with the pocket squares and the ties and the cufflinks and the hats and I mean, like polished shoes, 9 yards, looking good. And I look that way a lot.
Hmm.
Not all the time, but a lot. I'm always wearing a long sleeve shirt. Usually I have nice jeans with long, but I had to let go of how people looked at me and been like, I am freeing them to look like them. I'm giving them permission to, if they want to follow me this way.
Mm.
Whether it's good looking or whether it's dressed down or whether it's whatever it is, I feel like me having the courage to dress the way I feel comfortable gives other people the courage to feel like maybe they could wear a scarf with their shirt or wear a different hat or not wear what everybody else is wearing, all basketball shorts and t-shirts or something, like, hey, I like these other things. Brother Chip Eisley wears it, why can't I wear it? you know
Yeah.
he's given me permission to do it, and he's this just normal dude, but he dresses how he wants to, not how everybody tells him he has to, because I don't want to dress how everybody tells me I have to. I've done that.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't care about that. I have a son who makes me custom jeans now because he makes custom jeans.
Who makes
And
custom jeans?
Brexon does.
I did
They're
not know
awesome.
this.
He takes thrift jeans, you give him a few pair of thrifted jeans that fit you, and he will customize them, put little cool like cuts and designs and phrase and stuff in them, and he
Oh,
redoes
no
the whole
way.
thing. He's like, Dad, you need to have a wider leg, because it was skinny for a while. Now it's a
Yeah.
wider leg.
It is a wider leg now. The
So
fashion has
I gave him
changed.
3 pair of skinny jeans, and he made me one nice, really cool looking pair of wider leg jeans. And I'm like, okay, those are awesome, and I wear them often. And he's going to make me another pair. So
Oh,
he
that is
just
so cool.
he just does that, and I think my expressing myself gave him permission to go that far in that as well, to where it's
Yeah.
okay to be a little ridiculous in your clothing, in a good way, in a positive, non-body shaming, you know what I mean, whatever it is, in a positive way. And I I'm not going to take all the credit because he's the genius behind it, but sometimes giving people permission to do something is way more powerful than telling them how to do something.
Oh, yeah. Now, you talked about like for so many of your years just trying to wear things that hid you or like did not want to be seen. What do you think you didn't want to be seen? What were you
Me,
hiding from? Yeah.
I a long time ago I came to a revelation, like trying to figure out this, like what was I hiding from? What I For no reasons that I've actually very much pinpointed one. It's probably just a bunch of different little things. I moved one time when I was 9, and I think I was kind of at a pinnacle of my friendships. I was kind of like one of the good friends with everybody. And then I moved and I was like bottom of the rung. and
Mm-hmm.
nothing I could do. I was like, just like nothing. And I felt like nothing for a long time. And I think what that did is just tell me, okay, you thought you were something, but you're really nothing.
Oh, wow.
And so in my life, I kind of just stepped back and I lived it and I did it. And I, like I always have, I've done a lot in the background, but in my mindset, I got to where um, I was not worth, not, not worth killing, not worth killing myself or taking myself out, but I thought I wasn't worthy of being, in a
Mm.
way, like of being that, um, I never got like suicidal tendencies or anything like that, but I didn't. It's kind of like I got to a point of I'm going to call it of depression where I felt that I was a mistake.
Mm.
God messed up and put me here, and I was a mistake. And I'm going through this life being a mistake for other people as well. So if I hold back, if I step aside and let everybody go, I'll just kind of follow a little bit, and maybe I won't be a mistake, but my mind, I was a mistake. I was not worthy of being here. Reasons I didn't celebrate my birthday, I, gone back to the psyche and stuff, is I did not think I was worth having a birthday. I was not worth being born. Probably should have never happened kind of thoughts. Like I said, never got into I should take myself out of it. I never got there. And I feel super blessed because I didn't get there because I know people, I have had friends who've gotten there and gone that far. So I feel super blessed I never got that far. But it was it was startling to realize that because I'd never, put pen to paper, kind of figure out why do I feel this way. And when I worked through a lot of years, a lot of coaches, a lot of when I say coaches, like life coaches and different things, emotional coaches, and different. I mean, I've spent over 100,000 in programs at least, easy,
Yeah.
easy, and it took a long time for me to realize that I was of worth, and I had to do some pretty drastic things, and I coach people in that still too. One of the things, and I'll give it to everybody for free. If you're feeling down like that and you're feeling like, hey, I don't have any worth, call 30 people. You don't tell them that you're looking for them. Just talk to them and tell them what you see in them and how you appreciate them. 90% of them will reciprocate with, well, thank you. You're awesome at blah, blah, blah. You do this for me too. And you write those down. Because at a point, there's a point where you're like, okay, I can't deny that I do have some value.
Mm.
And everybody wants to give, if you give a positive, they're going to give a positive back. 90%. There's few people that won't, or the time of day is wrong or whatever, but you'll get a lot back. And all of a sudden you have this build of proof that you're not worthless. And that was a great, I did that. One of my coaches challenged us to do something like that. And I took it way beyond, but I needed that. I needed that proof of like proof beyond proof that people saw a value in me. And now it was okay for me to start seeing a value in me.
Yeah.
So,
I know a little bit about you and your story, and I know that there's a couple of aspects that we haven't shared yet. You hired a whole bunch of coaches and you've had this journey. But additionally, you kind of had, a little bit of a near death situation where you had
which,
a
which
run in
time
with a bull.
with a bull? Mhm.
And I think there's two aspects to this because one of the things I want to ask is, do you feel like it's a thing where some big event happens and it snaps and all of a sudden you see things differently, or do you think it's a long process? And I'm like, maybe it's both, but tell
It's
us
both.
kind of a little bit about that situation and how that changed you.
Yeah. So that was kind of along in my journey. I had come a long ways at that point. I had my men's group at that point. I was I'd spoken on some stages at that point. I had my second restaurant, which was doing pretty well at the time. And I was driving out to it. It sounds funny. I live very rural, like 3,000 people in my town. But most of the people are employed at a power plant. And I ended up getting a contract for running the power plant restaurant, which is about 45 minutes out of town. So I had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to be there before 5 because we started serving at 5. So I need to leave about 4, just to get things ready. And I was driving on the road, and it was just before Easter. It was about 3 or 4 days before Easter. And I got out on the road. It's still dark at that time in the morning, that morning. And I just pulling out of town, and the speed limit got up to 65. I just got up to 65. And I remember looking at the road and thinking, what is that? The road looks funny. And before I realized what happened, it was like, wham! And everything just light, sparks, dust, everything. And I was like, it registered in my mind it was a cow. Like through this, like, that instant slow motion, like, whoa, that's a cow. Dad, airbag going, boo, blowing your arms, and lights flashing. And I remember sitting there and being like, am I dead? Is it dead? And I'm like, no, I can smell the smoke. Okay, there's lights blinking. Now I can hear. It's like, it kind of like after that slow motion fast thing, it kind of slowly things started to come back. And I'm like, okay, I'm not dead. My knees were slammed up against the steering wheel. Everything was pushed back. I ended up running into a 2,000-pound Angus bull. Broadside, black Angus bull, broadside, right in the middle of the road, doing 65. No time for braking, no time for anything. And I got out of the car. I had to turn my flashlight on my phone on because other people were coming and there were no lights left on, and people stopped and helped me. And I ended up going to the hospital. Everything checked out fine, except my knees I had basketballs as knees because they were just all swollen. And I remember sitting on my bed the day before Easter, barely able to move my legs, just sore everywhere. And I remember having this conversation with God, like, why am I still here? And I said, what you could have, I mean, that was your time. You could have just like, you're gone. It's done. The whole scenario was a scenario in my mind of, why am I still here? And I remember there being a touch of anger with that, because like there was still some of that stuff I was working through, but I was doing a lot better, but I was still working through, like, why am I still here? Angry about being here, angry about, like, you could have taken me away and whatever. And then I remember feeling the feeling of, but I obviously have something more for you. There's more for you to do. There's more for you to learn. You're not done. I'm not letting you out of the game. You can't throw the towel in yet. You can't get out of the boxing ring. Felt like a boxing ring that day because I felt beat up. And he's like, I'm not throwing the towel in. You get back out there and you keep boxing. And it was kind of that moment of, I have faith in you. Why don't you have faith in you? Kind of thing. And it was like, oh crap. Okay. There's more, not only to me, but to the world that I need to be part of. And it was one of those really deep core, when you say there's a long process and then there's a short moment, and that short moment, I kind of see it as like the axes of the earth flipping, like we would all notice this huge change, but we wouldn't notice a huge change. Like things would roll and stuff, but the world would keep on spinning and we'd be okay. We'd just take a minute, nobody would leave where they're living. It would just be all kind of just different, but the same. It's kind of what it was. Is like my core shifted to, I needed to prove you had value. I'm showing you you have value to me because you're right. you could have been taken. And there's a couple other times that that's happened to me, but that one was more specific because I'd made so much movement in my life that my core values shifted. And at that time, it changed me from I'm trying to do better and become better and be a better person and love myself too. Okay, somebody loves me enough to keep me here. I can love myself better. I can love others better.
Mm.
And that was a powerful moment in the journey. Not that I haven't struggled with it a little bit, because you always have that self-doubt and self-deprecation, but my instead of being the core of doubt and deprecation, it was a core of love for self that I'm able to fall back on and reset and take on things again when anything happens. Instead of fall back and get consumed by the negativity, it's fall back and be like, you're loved, you have a purpose, and he'll take you out if he wants you to. Obviously, he hasn't. Keep going. Okay, I'll get up again and I'll go do it again. And it just put that foundation of like I said, it just swapped that core right there for me. It's like a heart transplant kind of thing. Like, okay, we're going to take this heart of you don't believe in yourself and put a heart of you believe in yourself, or you're good enough. You're okay. You are a powerful, spiritual, resourceful individual. And it's like a cushion to fall back on instead of, like I said, a black hole where you feel like you're just drowning. If I do fall down, I know I'm okay to get back up. And I hope that makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's a super powerful moment for me.
Can you think of, since whenever that time was, I don't know, how many years ago was that?
6 years, 5, 6 years,
5 or
like
6 years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
Since that time, what are your three top favorite, most happiest moments in your life since then that you wouldn't have been able to experience?
Um, I have an 18-month, 20-month-old granddaughter.
She's cute. I've seen
I,
pictures.
I would have never in a million years known how a granddaughter, I love my children, don't get me wrong. I'd had all my children by that point, but I would have missed that. I would have missed those moments, and I'd have missed her little precocious Papa, or when we call her and she's like, that's Papa, and she just hears my voice and she recognizes it, and just that feeling and the excitement I get of, like, when she gets a little older, because for women, they love the little babies. For men, we love them when they're walking and talking and we can take them places with us, and that's when they're awesome. Of that anticipation of that, and those are already starting, just that possibility. So that's one. Two, and it's kind of a two-part one. I wouldn't have been able to go to England and visit my friend, and you, and then Paris, and do all the amazing things we got to do there, which was spectacular. And that was like for me, a great lifetime experience that I would have never had the opportunity of. Right after we got back from that, my son had this terrible stomach thing. We weren't sure if what was going to happen, and he was in basically the ICU for like over a month, and they couldn't figure it out. And he had a surgery and he figured it out, and I would miss the joy of seeing him perfectly fine today. So I had this amazing experience just to come home, and like literally the day after we got home, he was flown down to the hospital. He's like, oh, I'm not feeling good today. He just got back from a trip, and we thought, oh, it's just indigestion. He'd eaten some Mexican food, but no, it was a lot worse than that. But anyways, it just compounded all that. But there was that joy right now of he's okay. I would have missed that whole sequence of events, both the good and the bad, to feel all the joy that goes along with that moment of when he's no longer on any medicine. He's nobody, you wouldn't even know all the things he went through and the surgeries and stuff he had that could have possibly had lifelong implications and still may. But right now, there's nothing wrong with him. And when I think about that, I would have missed that whole scenario. And that's a powerful positiveness that I get all the time. The other one, 3, you asked for 3. The last one is I'm just going to wrap all the amazing people I've been able to be part of their lives into one, because I have amazing people that I can call and talk to or look for. For example, my sister's house burned down, and I was putting together some fundraising stuff, and I called my good friend Julie to give me some ideas of some things I could do, and she gave me some ideas, and we were able to use them and make some money for them. And I love the fact that I can call people that I know who are amazing. I just love the people that are in my life. So, but yeah.
Okay, are you ready for a really quick lightning round?
Yep.
What do you got going over there?
Nothing. I have a little puppy who's just screaming, so I got to shut the door real quick. But
Oh, you can do
there
that
you
if you
go.
want. My dog
He's
did that
good.
yesterday. Like the whole time decided to cry the entire interview. We're
Oh,
like,
nice. So I can
cool.
close it. It was just us. Like I was sorry, but I'm ready for. All
Okay.
right, lightning round.
Lightning
So that means
round.
fast answers, right?
Fast answers.
Right off the top of my head.
Top
Are
of
you
your
sure
head.
you're ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Your favorite piece of clothing that makes you feel like $1,000,000.
My shoes. The ones
Shoes.
I bought for the speaking competition. They're what are the name of it? Starts with a D. Anyways, they're really awesome. They're very super comfortable, rubbery on the bottom. Look beautiful, look stunning. They have a little yellow accent on them. I can put those with any outfit and I look like $1,000,000.
Shoes. Okay. What's your favorite thing in your house that makes you feel amazing? So you go around your house and you see something and you're like, oh, put a smile on your face.
My garden right now.
What's your favorite thing to grow in the garden?
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos. I
They're
love
not
that.
doing great this year, but that's one of my favorite things. But
Are they going to get made into hot sauce?
yes, they are.
They're going to get made into hot sauce.
They're gonna get made into hot sauce.
I'll
And
have to.
popcorn. I grow popcorn. I love my popcorn because I don't have to can it or do anything with it right
Oh,
away. I
that's
can leave it all the
true.
way on until December before I even deal with it.
Oh, wow. I've never done popcorn before. We've had gardens most of my adult life. I've never done popcorn before. Okay, let me think. Oh, I had my list. I might have to pause and
You
go
got
back to my list because I'm
you
like,
get to
oh, I
cheat.
thought I
You know
had.
so much about me.
I
So
know. Okay. Most outrageous thing somebody said to try and tell you a no. A most outrageous objection during a sales call.
most outrageous objection during a sales call. Oh, I'm gonna think about that one in a second. Um, there's a lot of them I don't like. A lot of like, oh, my spouse won't let me.
Yeah.
Um, most outrageous one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most outrageous one I got was I can't do that because I have to get a vasectomy. And I said, doesn't your insurance recover? But my recovery will be so long. I'm like, no.
Not in my experience, but
And
cool.
I had a bad experience on that, but no.
I
But
can't do that because I'm having a vasectomy.
I mean, if that's what you're giving me, I don't even want to ask any further. I don't want to go deeper in the worst knows. It was just one of those like, you're used to hearing a lot of things, and you're like, I don't even know what to say right now. This might take a second.
That's funny.
So,
Okay, your idea of a fun night.
oh, that all depends. It's all situational for me. My idea of a fun night is I like relaxing. I like just being a very chill. For me, a fun night is something that's chill. Usually, the best chill nights are after a busy, fun, great day, and then I just sit there with my family and my wife, or even just sometimes myself, and just have some time to myself. For me, that is. I know it doesn't sound like people are like, oh, it's not fun, but everybody's definition of fun is different, and for me, that's like a breath of fresh air kind of fun. I
Mm.
enjoy because I think it comes back from parts of me where I hid a lot. I enjoy people watching a lot, and so just watching my family do things and play and act, and those are everybody having fun playing games if I'm playing or not. I just love watching people and kind of just chilling. That's kind of a fun night for me. My wife and I will go out and just walk around Walmart and watch people and or different stores and stuff. And I just like watching what people do. It's kind of weird, but so
Hey, people watching is fun. There's places I go just because the people watching is so good. I'm
exactly.
like, it's my favorite thing just because the people watching is so good. Okay, last one for lightning round. What favorite place in the world you've been?
Catacombs.
Catacombs.
That was, I mean, I've been some pretty cool places, but that so far for me was the most humbling and
Mm.
cool retrospective. Like this is representation of millions of people, and it's all buried and it's all deep, and you're all down in there, and you're in France, and you're like, this is crazy. And what they did with and it's kind of morbid and cool, and I don't know. I love the catacombs.
Yeah, that's amazing. Amazing. Well, I'm going to tell you, like, one of my favorite things in my house is my Mickey phone back there. That is a gift that I got a while back from my dear friend Chip Eisley. It has a prominent place in my house. It has my name on it. It is like Chip's a damn good gift giver. So like good stuff. It's one of my favorite my treasured things that
Oh,
like I came to Texas in a like a sedan. We packed a sedan. That's how many possessions I kept. Like I got rid of all the like I narrowed it down to things and the front seat was taken. Like it couldn't have been in the passenger seat, the driver's seat, and we had the dog. So it has to have been like back seat of my car and the trunk. Not a lot of things made it, and like the Mickey phone had to come. I was like, I don't care. I don't care if the box is this big because it came in the box.
in the
I'm like,
box.
I don't care. That thing is coming. I will get rid of everything else. The Mickey phone is coming.
Do you still have the pillow I had you made?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pillow made it. Like that was funny because I think that year, so FYI, people give me interesting gifts sometimes. Chip made me a pillow that had like it was me. So
Mhm.
it had like my body and my face and like little Mickey ears, and it was like me. My friend Justin that same year made a bobblehead of me, and it was
Uh-huh.
like me as a
He,
bobblehead. Do you
he
have your
did.
bobblehead?
I do. I have it right here. Here, I'll show you. Justin made this. This is my bobblehead right
Oh my
here.
gosh. Oh, yours is so good. It's a great
So
bobblehead.
it's right here on my desk. I keep it there because
Yeah.
it's like just like you said, it's those important. It's those
Those are
people that
it's
do
the
fun
people that do
things.
like such amazing things for you and like it's the memory and the connection of the person and the situation. They just
Yep.
they make me happy. You make me happy. I am so grateful for the fun things we've gotten to do over the years and just your bright, shining presence in my life has been a gift to me. I know this interview is going to be a gift to so many people out there. Where can people find more of Chip Eisley?
Oh, probably just let's go with Facebook. At Chip Eisley. If you do a Google search of Chip Eisley, I pretty much covered the whole first page, so you'll find lots of ways of looking for things I've done and what I do. But Facebook is pretty much my main go-to right now for following what I do.
Follow Chip at Chip Eisley on Facebook. He also has chipeisley.com. You can see some of the stuff he does there with like rocking horses and real estate and things like that on chipeisley.com.
Oh, and I'll send you. I had a little photo shoot done with my recent rocking
Oh,
horse.
did you?
Yeah, it's so I went to Sprucedale, which is the dude ranch that I helped run for a while. Lots of things I've done. Anyways, I went out there and I put him in the arena with like 12 horses, and they're all sitting there around this beautiful little rocking horse. And so I'll send you a couple pictures so you can put them there with it. So
that's so cool. Is there a way for somebody to buy one of your custom rocking horses? Is that something that's available?
it is available, yes. I have a couple of them. Some of them are, I have a new style that's a quarter horse, and that's what this one's going to be. But I also have a previous style that we worked on that is more of your Victorian style swinging rocking horses. And they range from 1,000 to 5,000, just depending on the size and complexity. They all have real horsehair, glass eyes. I actually make glass eyes. This is kind of a funny one. Let's see if it'll show up. So I carve these and paint these, and this is an eyeball that the rocking horse is going to get that I'm working on right now. So
that's cool. Can you tell them like one of the other things that's cool that you do with the rocking horses with kind of like that empty space in the middle? Because this is actually super cool. I've never heard of anyone doing this.
So there's an option on all my rocking horses that they can be a time capsule. So we enclose inside the rocking horse pictures, momentums, different little things. And each rocking horse, I actually, do I have one right here? Hold on just a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, cool.
So each rocking horse will get a quartz heart that I put inside of it, and I set energetically for every horse, just for, just to be that moment for kids, that place for them to, that happy space and feel good about. So each one has a heart, and you can also have a time capsule of your stuff inside of the heart, inside of the horse, to be memorialized for a long time.
That is so incredible. So cool. We'll put some pictures up. I'll ask you for some pictures. We'll stick some pictures up of your amazing rocking horses. I've seen them. They look so incredible. And with that, I'm going to tell you, everyone, thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Ridiculously You podcast. Thank you to Chip Eisley. And I'm going to tell everyone to have a ridiculous day today. Bye-bye.
Share the spark, take it higher. Hit subscribe, bring a friend. Let the wildness never end. Tap in.